Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm RoxanneSpeed with Enjoying Life Supernaturally, and I want to give you guys more solid markers that you have an apostolic gifting, or maybe you are interested in the apostolic, which I said I was going to be teaching on the fivefold ministry. So I'm specifically honing in on the apostle, the role of the apostle, the function, the authority, the calling, the price that the apostle pays. So hang in there, watch the whole video, open your mind to this, and I think you're going to relate and learn a lot about yourself today. All right, welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm so glad to have you guys. Please don't forget to check out our personal prophetic ministry live sessions every Thursday and Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're going to love it. We have a great time. Anyways, okay. And if you like the content, please give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. All right? Okay, guys. So the apostle. Again, Ephesians 4:11 said that the Lord called some, he called some Jesus to be apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers. Okay, so there's a fivefold ministry. It's a leadership team that Jesus specifically gave when he ascended into heaven because he had to go. But we were filled with the Holy Spirit. He said, okay, guys, go change the world. Go out and make disciples of all nations, tribes, tongues. Change the world, the Great Commissioning, right? Making disciples. So it's important, remember that in just a second for when I'm speaking about the apostle. And guys, when you're listening to this and you want to know if this fits you or someone you know, hear it. Hear it in terms of, is this me? Could I be this? Could I have these characteristics? And if you do, you need to press into it because it's amazing. All right, guys, if you're not, don't be jealous of people gifted like this because they have paid a price. They will pay a price, and it is not easy. And if you are not called of God, of Jesus Christ, to operate in this role, you'll be miserable. So, all right, number one, you are a risk taker. You are adventurous. You get bored easy. Ever since a little child, you've had these traits, okay? So maybe when you were little, you were the rebellious one, or you were the one that always were doing your own thing. When all the other kids were playing on the monkey bars, you wanted to go swing. Or you even started maybe a little clubhouse at school on recess. You would look forward to getting people together, and you would, I don't know, think about selling cards or exchanging coins. I don't know, just creating something, right? Because you're visionary. You bring people together. You want to do new things. You get bored with what already is. You can't stay in one place too long. Maybe you're called an adrenaline junkie. Maybe you were called arrogant or ADHD or maybe even bipolar, because you would get this strong, just holy discontentment, I like to say, with the way things were going. Maybe you look at people's lives and you think, oh my gosh, how can they be okay being, I don't know, an accountant for 70 years, which is nothing is wrong with that. Guys, I want to have a disclaimer. If you are not an apostle and I'm speaking of this and you do the things contrary to this, please know you're highly gifted and valuable. I am just speaking on the apostle to clear up the taboo and to clear up the confusion. So again, maybe you were the one that you don't take no for an answer. When someone tells you no, you say, and you try to find the way out. You say, give me the 1% and I'll take it. You don't care if 99% of things or people or situations never was done, couldn't be done. You get excited at that challenge. You not revel, but you come alive at the give me the chance. Oh, no one's done it before. And it's not because you're rebellious. It's not because you're cocky or arrogant. It's because God put the apostolic gifting in you to want to do new things. Why? Because God's people, his apostles, have to drive the kingdom principles and purposes and just the kingdom forward. And if you weren't built like this, it wouldn't get done. You have a determination, a grit, a tenacity, and a perseverance that, a lot like Apostle Paul, why can you continue preaching or building that business or advertising or, I don't know, saving the marriage or whatever it is you do when everything in your life looks contrary to it, or you've had opposition after opposition after opposition, and they call you maybe the Energizer Bunny. You keep getting back up. You don't run out. Maybe you are, when you were little, you lived in one place for many years and you didn't move, but you always saw people that were moving. You heard of maybe friends that were in the military, and when they were moving, you got this crazy excitement on the inside. You came alive, and you maybe even were envious in a way because you wanted to go. Maybe you see airports or planes and it just does something to you, like it resonates with you. You're like, wow, that's a part of me, because it makes you think of traveling. And traveling, again, we know the apostolic or apostle in Hebrew means sent one, or one that is sent, messenger, right? You're sent on a mission. So you can't stay put. You get bored easy. You're rebellious. You're a risk taker. You're an adrenaline junkie. You starting to see, or you starting to put things together about your whole life going way back as to why you were picked on, or you were tried to be put in a box, or you were put down because you were different, because you were the one that said, oh, you can't do it, I'm gonna do it. You love challenges. You love adventures. Like King David, when you see the Goliath, you don't run or stand there or think who can do it. No, you just immediately say, okay, here's what I got, and you go at it, and you get a thrill out of these things. And I mean sanctified things, guys. I don't mean anything that has to do with evil or sin. We're all adults, we're Christians, so I can just put that aside. Maybe you think too big. Maybe you even aggravate your spouse. I know I did for many years, because I was always seeing the injustice of other people's or systems or doctrines, or just the way things were already operating in established structures or upcoming structures. And I would just see it. You're just going to see that. And you're going to have an innate ability. Again, like I said last time, it's not that you're critical, but you feel critical because you have an eye, just like a sniper has an eye to see and hit the target. You have an eye without even knowing it for change, for challenges, for seeing where things aren't running right, for wanting things to operate right? Because you're always progressive. You're always moving things forward. All right? Maybe you always had an ability to stir people up. You were the bad one, or maybe you were the one that the parents, your friends' parents, stopped you from hanging out with them because you were the bad kid or the bad influence. I know I was. I lost like 2 or 3 friends because I was the wild one. I was the one that was adventurous, and I would do things. And it wasn't I was a bad kid, because I wasn't. I walked with Jesus until about 14, and then I walked away for a while, and I went and did my own thing, and then I got pregnant. At 19, I dropped to my knees and I humbly screamed to God. I said, I'm a baby having a baby. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a single mom. This man, is not coming back to Jesus. So Lord help me. He humbled me, right? But I was always the one that I wanted to do it. I wanted to go see the new buildings that they were building, or I wanted to go and I wanted to go to, I don't know, just take advantage of being able to do things, and things that we would do every week, like, I don't know, going to the swimming pool. That was boring to me. Like, I loved to go, but next I wanted to go to a different swimming pool, or I wanted to travel. I wanted to go to 100 different places, and I couldn't keep up with myself. And I was always being told, gosh, you're too much. You're too much. Just chill. Why are you so, unsatisfied? Why are you ungrateful? No, I was grateful. And I was being put down and suppressed in a society, in a family that didn't know who I was or what I was made to be. But thank you that God in His grace released it and revealed to me, as He did Apostle Paul, and as He has many of you right now, and He has, that you were made that way. And people that are not cut or made of the same fabric, the apostolic gifting or ministry or anointing, they are irritated by us. You rock the boat. You don't take no for an answer. You see something happening, or you see someone getting picked on, maybe in school, and you were always one to stand up for that person. And maybe you came off strong, and you would lunge at people because you weren't yet sanctified. You didn't know the Lord all the way. You loved God, or you loved whatever it was that you were standing up for. You were passionate. You drew people in. You had an ability to lead, whether it was positive or negative, and you didn't even know how. But because the excitement in you, the almost the belief, the strong conviction created an excitement in you, a passion in you, a desire, which then turns other people on. It makes them come alive. It makes them say, what is it about her? Oh my gosh, if she can do that, I can do that. If he can do that, I can do that. You're not afraid of failure. You may, like every person that's human, you may be like, oh, I don't want to fail. I'm going to be embarrassed. My ego, what am I going to feel? If I fail at this, what can I do? But you will go anyway. You will run at a new thing because you can't sit still. You got a holy discontentment. You want to see things. You want to conquer the new. Maybe you're a woman apostle, which they're there. Junia is the only, if I'm saying it right, the only named apostle, female apostle in the New Testament who was around. It is recorded, so it's real. There are women apostles. There's many of them. So maybe you are, you're married and you want to submit and you love God's principles of submit to your husband, respect him, as under Christ. And you want that with everything within you. But maybe you're the crazy one. You're the adventurous one. You're the one that doesn't take no for an answer. You're the one that wants to move all the time. And maybe your spouse, they don't get you yet. Explain to them after you understand. Sit with it for a while. Let it brew in you. Let the Lord give you a strong conviction, because he will. He'll confirm it. Maybe explain to him what it is. I just hear the Lord saying right now that many of you need to go back through your childhood and remember all the rejections, the no's, the disappointments, the times that you were sure things were going to happen and they didn't, or the times that, you just, you were pushed aside, you were not seen or heard, you felt like you didn't matter. You were apostolically gifted, but no one knew what to do with you. The local church doesn't know what to do with us, especially back then. I mean, they're rising now because God is unleashing his apostles, just like he did the prophets over the last couple decades. But God says it's going to set many of you free to know that that is good. That is what he's put in you. He doesn't want you to suppress it. But going back to the women, maybe you're a woman, you're a leader, you want to start a business, or you run a ministry, or you preach, you teach, you're social media influencer, whatever you do, but you're just very feisty, you have a confidence and you don't quit. Ladies, I want to tell you, that's awesome in the world. Get it, and go. But when you're at home, submit to your husband. Put him in his rightful place. And submission doesn't mean obey or bow down. It means submit to him. Come under his leading, because Christ is the head. Then the husband is head of the man or the woman, and then you have the woman and the children. And even though Adam and Eve were, from the rib, God took Adam and he made Eve from his rib, right? So yeah, we're partners, we're equals. But when you're at home in your first ministry, submit. Don't push your husband. Don't try to teach him. Don't try to be the leader. Sit back, offer him wisdom, say your piece kindly, and in your femininity. Be the Proverbs 31 woman. She woke up every morning and she bought things. She purchased land and fields, and she made stuff. So she was always on the go. She was an entrepreneur all the way, but she was also kind and humble. So maybe it's going to set some people free right now. Man, if you're watching this and you have a woman like this or a girlfriend like this, talk to her about it. Have her watch my video or other videos on this. And it just might make sense. This might help many people out. Maybe you are, let me think, what was the one I wanted to say? Okay. Apostles are entrepreneurs with an uncanny, just an undying, irresistible urge to pioneer, to move into places that haven't been changed or have no transformation, or they're dead, or that they need. So like, you see things from a perspective of the big picture. Maybe that gets you in trouble, because maybe you're the one that's always said to be unstable or crazy, or you get tunnel vision. You have blinders on. People don't get you. So you're apostolic and you're an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs build. They build people. So if you're an apostolic, you're an apostle called to the church. You're called to equip the saints for the work of the ministry, and God has not called you into the marketplace. You build people, you build churches, you build ministries. Yes, you can go out and build more than that. But for the most part, that's kind of how it goes. Yes, you can have businesses. However, If you're called to the marketplace as an apostle or an apostolic entrepreneur, because that's what it is. We build, we plant, we form new things, we take broken things and we vamp them. We see expansion, we see build and increase. We want things to keep moving. We want to reach new territories. We want to see whole cultures and regions and countries come to know Jesus. We want to see the injustices of, like, I don't know, maybe the prison systems. We want to see them not just lock people up, but work with them, right? Get them addiction free. Get them real help. Send them to actual counselors, Christian people that are going to break the chains and deliver them and bring them to a place of change, right? You want to see homeless people not just get fed, but learn how to rise up and interview, design a resume, be able to fill in an application, put clean clothes on, have a home. You always want to improve something. So if that is you, or anything about that rings true to you, you might just be an apostle. If it's not, that's okay. It's one thing off your list in your search, in your pursuit to find, follow, and fulfill your kingdom assignment. It's going to help you either way. So guys, that's all I have for tonight. I have much more on this. I'm going to continue to teach and really break down the marks, the giftings, the roles, the assignments, the duty, so to say, the authority, the anointing of the other ministries as well. The prophet, the pastor, the evangelist, and the teacher. But I think this is enough for now. So guys, I just want to tell you, run wild horse. You're not going to be caged, but be humble, be a forever learner, and know that if you want to lead because you're called to lead, God has given you an ultimate authority. Apostles carry an authority that comes from Jesus Christ himself. So they're able to teach, persuade, lead. They can almost get people to follow them without trying. No, they can. And then when they know what they're doing, they wake up, they receive their calling, they get the revelation. Then they're on fire. They're unstoppable. They're going to change the world. But I want to tell you, stay close to God, keep your mouth shut, learn daily, and when you are at home, if you are a woman, let your man be the leader. He's going to love it. He's going to want to lift you up. And always find a man, if you're not married, I want to tell the single ladies out there, that's comfortable, that's content with who he is. Because a woman, an apostolic woman, can seem very domineering, very controlling. Oh, and especially a wounded apostolic woman, prophetically gifted apostolic woman, she can be more than too much. I was one. So if you are wounded and these signs just speak to you, these markers, these things that make you come alive, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm every one of these and most of these, heal. Get healing. Because more than likely you were rejected, abused, wounded, cast aside, not heard. You were maybe even sexually abused. And you have wounds that the enemy's going to work through. And so maybe you have a strong sense of control, or you put yourself out there as like almost masculine, but you don't mean to. Learn to heal and learn to be real. Be authentic and genuine to yourself. But remember, like Apostle Paul said, we're to be all things to all people, yet without compromise. Why? That we may win souls. So I hope this helps somebody out. Again, I love you guys. Thank you. Please join our lives. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up. Share. It's better to give than to receive. Don't forget to subscribe. Please, it helps us. And just continue to give. And if you feel led to give or sow into this message, please do so, guys. There's a whole principle of sowing and reaping. It's real and it matters. And I'm going to preach it. Give and it shall be given. Good measure, pressed down, running over, shall God cause man to give unto you. So, all right, apostles, take care. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.